Witam Was bardzo serdecznie w drugim odcinku nowej serii, jaką jest Mass Effect 3. Traf chciał, że mi coś się ścięło z nagrywaniem. Ja próbowałem to naprawić, ale musiałem wyłączyć całe nagrywanie, bo coś tam się zjebało. I skutkiem tego ja nie nadążałem potem za filmem i nie dość, że ja się zgubiłem, to jeszcze Wam się nie nagrało. Ale ja jakoś się połapię w trakcie gry, a Wy no to jak Wam nie pasuje takie coś, to polecam obejrzeć może kogoś innego wstęp, ewentualnie tak jak zrobić, jak ja, że improwizować i robić ze mną. No jak Wam pasuje, ja wracać się raczej do tego nie będę, przynajmniej nie dzisiaj, może kiedyś nagram, ale wiem, że na pewno połowę widzieliśmy, z tego co ja widziałem, bo jak to się mówi, w trakcie mojego ratunku to mało ominąłem. No ale wracając do gry, no to tak jak widzicie, Ashley niepokoiła nieco moja więź z Liara. Jako komandor wiedziałem, że każdy związek może przeszkodzić realizacji mojej misji. Misja jest najważniejsza. Liara. Ashley chyba.
I told Ash I wasn't interested in Liara. I had my eyes on someone else. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission. Finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead. Benezia. Saren had taken her to Noveria, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before.
Czyli my mamy tak, mnie przyszło, aż się czytam drugi raz, mnie przyszło mierzyć się z wściekłą królową Rakini, twierdziła, że w razie uwolnienia jej trudnie nikogo nie skrzywdzą, ale Rakini już kiedyś terroryzowała galaktykę. Oszczędź... zabijemy dla pewności.
I couldn't take the chance. I had a mission to do, and an army of angry Rachni would be one more problem I didn't have time to deal with. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down.
A my zabijemy, albo oszczędzamy. Wrex pragnął wyjaśnić swoją rasę z coś tam pragnął przekonać, że ci w bazie nie byli prawdziwymi Kroganami, ale nie chciał odpuścić. No dobra, oszczędzimy tym razem.
Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it.
Czyli chyba się zgadza opis z tym z grą. Bo dużo czytałem o tej grze, to było, że aż stwierdzili się w kosmosie, a na pewno coś ma z kosmosem i jak widać sporo się pokrywa. Nawet
Before we
teraz.
could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was
Mi ciągle nie
indoctrinating
pasuje
everyone.
ułożenie z mojego stołu, dlatego się kręcę.
The Reaper.
Ale wam to chyba nic nie
And
da,
Saren was
nic
in
nie
deeper
robi.
than all of them.
Jako,
He
że ja
tried to
tak się
convince me he
zgubiłem
was
z
still in
nagrywaniem, no
control.
to
Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence,
czytam
but he
tak
was kidding
po
himself.
łebkach, no bo
Or
i tak się
believing
nie
the
połapie.
lies Sovereign was telling him.
Ale coś tam zawsze się dowiem.
Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them.
Uratuj Kaidana, czy uratuj Ashley? Bez wątpienia... Ashley.
Caden was a good man, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Ash. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. But Ash saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Caden's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we'd put our feelings aside for the sake of that mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other, and it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them. But a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Citadel fleets battled Saren's army outside, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him. As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our human Alliance fleet in jeopardy.
Uratuj Radę, poświęć Radę. I co teraz? Możemy. Na pokładzie Destiny Ascension byli członkowie Rady proszący mnie o pomoc. Widziałem, że kształt naraziłby na szlachecką flotę przymierza. Członkowie Rady naraziłbym. No dobra, niech będzie, uratujemy.
The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs were immense. While
Się
humanity's
porobiło
efforts
jak
in the war
zwykle.
earned us our first seat on the council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
Czyli teraz co? Albo Anderson, albo Udina. Wybiera chyba Andersona jednak.
Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned to cleanup duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. But the Geth and Saren were just the beginning. The Reapers had other plans. A few months after the battle for the Citadel, while we were on patrol, we were attacked by an unknown vessel. Before we knew what was happening, we were disabled and forced to abandon ship. The Normandy was destroyed. We lost a lot of good people. I almost didn't make it myself.
Bywa i tak.
Technically, I was as close to death as you can get. By the time my body was recovered, there wasn't much left. The pro-human group, Cerberus, acquired what was left of my body and spent the next 2 years rebuilding me. My memories, abilities, everything. The person in charge of my recovery was a Cerberus agent, Miranda Lawson. Brilliant and efficient. But before I could be completely rehabilitated, the Cerberus facility we were in was attacked, and was forced to fight my way out. In my condition, I should have died. But an ex-Alliance soldier named Jacob Taylor kept me alive. We found Miranda, and we escaped. They took me to meet the Elusive Man, the leader of Cerberus and the one who had ordered me rebuilt. The Elusive Man lived up to his name, offering half answers to many of my questions. But he did explain why he had brought me back. He believed I was the one person who could stop the Reaper threat. And he explained that the Reapers had a new ally, an insectoid race called the Collectors, the ones who had attacked the Normandy 2 years earlier. Since that time, they'd been systematically abducting entire human colonies and taking them beyond the Omega-4 relay, a place that no ships other than Collector ships ever returned from. The Elusive Man wanted me to find out why humans were being abducted, and to end it. In return, Cerberus would outfit me with a rebuilt Normandy, weapons, and a skeleton crew, as long as I agreed to take along Miranda, Jacob, and an illegal AI named Edie. I told the Elusive Man I wanted my own team, people I knew. He already had a list of individuals that he wanted, people that might be willing to go on a suicide mission, to head beyond the Omega-4 relay and face the unknown. It was an interesting list.
Tak czytam i patrzę i
Ex-convicts,
słucham
assassins,
i
experimental
wam powiem,
scientists.
że chyba
In the end,
cały
it was my
odcinek,
choice.
całe 20 minut to
It would
chyba
take time
będzie
and effort to recruit
poświęcone,
them all.
czy nawet
With more
30
humans disappearing every
będzie
day, I wasn't sure I should
poświęcone
bother.
chyba na film. Jakby nie patrzeć, no bo ciągle idzie. Mało gramy, ciągle coś idzie. Werbunek i wszystkie wymagałyby czasu i wysiłku, a ja nie byłem pewien, czy warto się tym przejmować. Każdego dnia czeka kolejni ludzie. Wybranych.
I decided time was of the essence. I'd go after the key members first and then figure it out from there. Recruiting the team took me all over the galaxy. Along the way, I met some old friends. They were quick to join, despite the risks. As for the rest, finding them and convincing them to join me on a suicide mission was difficult. But keeping them from killing each other was next to impossible. They only had to stay alive long enough to complete the mission. I wasn't sure what difference it would make if they were happy doing it.
Zaczynam żałować chyba, że włączyłem te filmy. Bo już dawno bym sobie pograł coś na pewno. Ale dobra. rozwiążemy.
But if we were going to survive this, our best chance was to make sure everyone was working together.
Mam nadzieję, że te
I
filmy się
tried to
kończą
recruit and
prędzej jak
reconnect with a
odcinek.
few of my old squad, but they were suspicious of Cerberus. No doubt why they weren't on the elusive man's list to begin with. Worse, they had moved on. For 2 years, they'd believed I was dead and lost. Now
W
I was headed
najgorszym
off on
wypadku
another
będą dwa
suicide mission.
odcinki, z czego jeden
If things were going
filmowy,
to get
drugi
better between us,
filmowy,
it would take time.
a trzeci
But I
normalny.
was running out of time.
Co tam było? Bo się zagadałem z osobą, nie doczytałem. Trwaj.
Maybe once the mission was over, we could try to reconnect. With most of the team recruited, we were getting close. We just needed to figure out how to survive the Omega-4 relay. Our best chance came when we discovered a damaged collector ship. We went in knowing it could be a trap, but we had to try. What we found there was almost unbelievable. The collectors weren't a new race at all. They were the twisted remnants of the Protheans, slaves of the Reapers. And humans were the next target. The collectors were abducting tens of thousands of humans for the Reapers, and unless we could find a way to stop them, we'd end up just like the Protheans. We had to escape before we could find out the secrets of the Omega-4 relay, but we were more determined than ever to put a stop to the collectors. All we needed now was a way through the relay. Edie had figured out what we needed, and the elusive man knew where to find it.
Jak dobrze mi się kojarzy w tym odcinku, który mi jebnął wtedy, to najprawdopodobniej będziemy omawiać na żywo potem tą misję. Bo na razie się on to wspomina, a skończy dialog, no to wtedy będziemy przed ratą chyba omawiać na ten cały. Tylko misję klamki nie zdobędzie.
They saved the ship, but the entire crew was abducted, taken beyond the
Bo i tak
Omega-4
się
relay.
zgubiłem w tych filmach, tak
Jacob
się
wanted to go
zgubiłem.
immediately and rescue the crew. Edie and Miranda wanted more time to prepare before we attacked.
Załoga czy okręt i oddział? Załogę, najpierw okręt i oddział. Załogę.
We had everything we needed to get through the Omega-4 relay safely. I wouldn't risk the lives of the crew by waiting. Eventually, we were ready to go. I gathered everyone to go over the plan. We all knew this was likely a one-way ticket. The team was as ready as they could be, but they were nervous. We knew this could be our last day together. We were scared and looking for reassurance. Some of us found it in each other.
Roman stali, przygotuj się do szturmu. Do szturmu.
But I went to my cabin to be
Jebać
alone,
biedę.
to prepare for the attack, go over every detail. I had to make sure we were ready.
No.
The day of the attack, everything went as planned. At first. The Normandy made it safely through. As we scanned the wreckage of all the ships that had failed before us, we found what we were looking for. The Collector base. And guarding it, the ship that had destroyed the Normandy 2 years ago, and almost ended my life. But this time, we were the attacker. The Normandy sustained heavy damage. We lost some of the team, but eventually we destroyed the Collector ship. And made our way to their
Masakra.
base.
Cały odcinek na film.
We knew the fight
Nieźle.
inside would be brutal. The team was already depleted, but they fought brilliantly. Eventually,
Ale
we
jak
made
się
it to the
wkurzę,
heart
to
of the base.
najwyżej
To this day, I can hardly
to
believe what we
najwyżej
saw. The collected
nie
humans had
będzie
been
wydówki
solved,
filmu. Bo i
transformed
tak
and
część
repurposed to
przegapiliśmy
create the
oboje,
frame for a
ja
new
i wy.
Reaper. A massive human
A
Reaper abomination.
najwyżej, jak to się
We had no
mówi,
choice but to destroy it.
w najgorszym wypadku zacznę
The
następny
battle caused
odcinek
severe
gry.
damage to the base, but we
Chyba,
needed to
chyba że
destroy
teraz się
it as I
przypomnieć.
prepped explosives to finish the elusive man.
O, da
He
się
didn't want us to
przypominać,
destroy the base at all. He wanted to study how they used the technology of the
Zajebiście.
collectors to help defeat the Reapers.
żeby móc nie ufać człowiekowi iluzji, poprzez człowieka iluzję. To ja sobie przyspieszę w takim razie. Ale... Kurwa,
The elusive man was right. If we
Dobra.
were going to stop the Reapers, we'd need every tool at our disposal. Even if
Po
it
mojemu
meant
to
keeping
jest
the
tak,
collector
że
base intact.
wspominamy poprzednie
So we
części,
irradiated the base
a jak już
instead,
do nich wrócimy
killing all the
kiedyś, no
collectors, preserving the
to
technology inside.
obejrzymy.
Then
Czy
we headed
pogramy,
back through the
będziemy wiedzieli.
Omega-4 relay.
Tak więc mogę już
The mission,
przewidzieć.
we lost almost half the team, but at least we were in. We bought everything. The Reapers are still just a fourth time.
I tak wiadomo o co chodzi, tak wiadomo. A się będę śmiał, jak przewinąłem pod sam koniec. No właśnie. Hehe. Mam to wyczucie. Produkcję BioWare przedstawię. Ładnie sam się z sobą zgrałem.
How bad is it?
Bad. We just lost contact with two of our deep space outposts. There's something massive on long-range scanners.
Is this what Shepard warned us about?
I'd stake my life on it.
How long do we have?
Not long. I sent word. The fleet's immobilizing.
God help us all.
A myślałem, że to ja szybko przewijam. Ale jednak nie ja. Jednak komputer jest szybszy.
Commander,
You're not supposed to call me that anymore, James.
not supposed to salute you either. We gotta go. The Defense Committee wants to see you.
Sounds important.
No, coś się porobiło.
What's going on?
Couldn't say. Just told me they needed you. Now.
Anderson?
Admiral?
You look good, Shepard. Maybe a little soft around the edges. How you holding up since being relieved from duty?
It's not so bad once you get used to the hot food and soft beds.
We'll get it sorted out.
What's going on? Why is everyone in such a hurry?
Admiral Hackett's mobilizing the fleets. I'm guessing word's made it to Alliance Command. Something big's headed our way.
The Reapers?
We don't know, not for certain.
What else could it be?
If I knew that.
Znam to uczucie.
It's the Reapers. And we're not ready for them. Not by a long shot.
Tell that to the Defense Committee.
Unless we're planning to talk the Reapers to death, the committee is a waste of time.
They're just scared. None of them have seen what you've seen. You've faced down a Reaper. Hell, you spoke to one, then blew the damn thing up. You've seen how they harvest us, what they plan to do to us. You know more about this enemy than anyone.
That why they grounded me? Took away my ship?
You know that's not true. The shit you've done, any other soldier would have been tried, court-martialed, and discharged. It's your knowledge of the Reapers that kept that from happening.
That in your good word?
Yeah, I trust you, Shepard. And so does the committee.
I'm just a soldier, Anderson. I'm no politician.
I don't need you to be either. I just need you to do whatever the hell it takes to help us stop the Reapers.
Tylko się zapisać da, czy się nie da? Chyba nie, bo nie mogę. Oho, się
Good luck on
porobiło.
that, Shepard.
Przewinąłem za późno. Ciekawe, co
Shepard.
będzie potem.
Ashley.
Lieutenant Commander, how'd it go in there?
I can never tell with them. I'm just waiting for orders now.
Lieutenant Commander.
You hadn't heard.
No, I hadn't.
Sorry, Shepard. It's been... well...
Dobrze cię widzieć.
That's okay. Just glad I bumped into you, Ash.
Me too.
Admiral,
Come on.
No, było fajnie, ale trzeba wracać
You
do
know,
roboty.
Commander.
I used to.
Teraz znowu moje pytanie. Kiedy mogę przewinąć? bo chcę już powoli kończyć ten odcinek i granie na dziś.
Admiral Anderson. Shepard.
Ale chyba jeszcze nie
What's the
prędko.
situation?
We were hoping you would tell us.
The reports coming in are unlike anything we've seen. Whole colonies have gone dark. We've lost contact with everything beyond the Soul Relay.
Whatever this is, it's incomprehensibly powerful.
You brought me here to confirm what you already know. The Reapers are here.
Then, how do we stop them?
Stop them. This isn't about strategy or tactics. This is about survival. The Reapers are more advanced than we are. More powerful, more intelligent. They don't fear us. And they'll never take pity on us.
But there must be some way.
W wierności siła, czy walczymy do końca? W wierności siła mile im brzmi.
If we're gonna have any chance at surviving this, we have to stand together.
That's it? That's our plan?
Admiral, we've lost contact with Luna Base.
The moon? It couldn't be that close already.
How they get past our defenses?
Sir, UK headquarters has a visual.
Coś się dzieje. Znowu. Hajo. Się porobiło. Coś jebnęło i to ładnie jebnęło.
Why haven't we heard from Admiral Hackett?
What
Nie
do we
wiedział
do?
pewnie.
The only thing we can. We fight, or we die.
We should get to the Normandy.
Teraz do nas idzie pewnie. To coś. O, mówiłem. No, mam nadzieję, że będę mógł bezpiecznie przerwać grę. Przynajmniej dobrze by było, bo jeszcze nie mogę wcisnąć escape'a.
Shepard! Shepard! Come on, get up. Here, take this. We've got to get moving. This is Admiral Anderson. Report in, anyone. Lieutenant Commander Williams, is that you? What's your status? I can't raise the Normandy. You'll have to contact me. We'll meet you at the landing zone. Anderson out.
No, to ładnie się porobiło. Jak zwykle na mnie spada odpowiedzialność.
They're massive. Come on, Shepard. Admiral's headed to the Normandy. They'll pick us up.
Dobra, zaraz. Ja sobie zapiszę.
We can get to the space. Let's move.
I jeszcze raz dla pewności. No, 6. 18:33. Dobra, to ja się z wami żegnam. Tak, dzięki za uwagę i do jutra. Na razie.